to tell me this guy's one of the bros at the spot? He's one of the homies. And he's a killer. Ooh, shit, it's another one of them videos again. I ain't done one of these videos where I don't got a green screen in a while, bro. I don't got headphones on. It's not one of them videos where I'm playing a game today. But it's kind of still on the same path as games. I know you guys have heard of, I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but they're called SCPs. They're from this old game. It's called SCP Containment Breach. It came out a while ago, like maybe 7+ years ago. But I guess they're kind of creating more. I don't know, but I've kind of seen some on YouTube, and we just gonna watch some of them. I'm kind of curious. Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Charlie Man, and welcome back to another video. This is crazy. No headphones on, no game. I'm feeling kind of cool about this, bro. Feeling kind of good. The energy's good, bro. The vibes are there, bro. If y'all excited for this video, if y'all excited for me to make some more content, please hit that like button. Please comment, please share with a friend. Most importantly, please hit that sub button, bro, so we can build a community and we can make more fun content just like this, man. I also need y'all to maybe like hit the noti bell or something, you feel me? Like notification bell, you know, just hit a little something, bro. But without further ado, no more of this extra spill stuff. We just gonna get into the video. It's 3 hours long, but we're gonna make it about 15 minutes max. Like I got it like that, bro. So yeah, let's just get into the video.
The fabric of our world is littered with strange doorways if you know where to look for them. Tears, portals, anomalies, all leading to places and planes beyond human imagining and understanding. An SCP-2317, otherwise known as a door to another world, certainly fits that description. Contained and kept at all times under the watch of armed guards, SCP-2317 appears to be a simple and unsuspecting wooden door in its frame. It hardly looks like it requires such extreme round-the-clock security, or needs a strange, secretive ritual that the Foundation performs, presumably to keep the door closed. But of course, sometimes the most interesting thing about a closed doorway isn't where it leads, it's what it keeps out.
First off, bro, think about this. It's a doorway that leads to some random place. My question is, first off, how did the door even get there? Did they build the building around the door, or did they just pick it up and put it in there? I just want to know how they contain that specific SC and see how it's like anything. It's weird. Like it's a lot of random stuff. But my question is, how did they get that there, bro? We can never mind the fact that it's just crazy. The fact that there's a door to another world just sitting in somebody's vault, and it's behind a door guarded by guards and stuff like that. And it says here, what did it keep out? What does it keep out, bro? We're gonna find this out right now.
Foundation's already high standards. The requirements and regulations for personnel who are assigned to SCP-2317 seem oddly specific. Psychological testing is standard practice to work for the Foundation, but an additional hurdle that anyone has to clear before even getting to glimpse at this unassuming wooden door is having a score of at least 72 on the Milgram Obedience Examination. It is also mandatory that personnel assigned to maintaining it are both unmarried, with no children or next of kin, as well as an unwavering, unquestioning loyalty to the Foundation.
These dudes are just like dumb. Like, they're not dumb, but all they have to do is just know how to follow orders, and they'll be there to be, they'll be picked to do this. They can't be married, they can't have kids, and they have to be able to follow orders. They just want soldiers to guard this door. This door is crazy.
Your devotion to its code and objectives. These may seem like strange requirements. After all, SCP-2317 is just a door, isn't it? Perhaps there's a reason that the Foundation keeps so much of the information about SCP-2317 buried deep under layers upon layers of security, with only the Overseer Council privy to the full details of its strange nature. Knowledge, as they say, is power. But maybe knowing too much about whatever is behind that door can prove deadly. Still, if SCP-2317 is a door to another world, an alternate dimension, or parallel reality, it must be safe enough to visit. After all, the Foundation has been sending personnel in there on a regular basis. Daily, in fact. According to the O5 Council,
that's crazy.
This is done.
You mean to tell me that it's a door that we're supposed to guard, and they're sending dudes in it daily? It's not adding up, bro. It's not mathing.
As part of a procedure to maintain active containment of something lurking beyond that old wooden door frame. But what could possibly warrant such constant maintenance and surveillance? In accordance with the Foundation's guidelines, all staff are required to rotate out of observing SCP-2317 after every 2 months.
2 months?
Third month.
You want me to stay in there for 2 months, bro? Nah, that's crazy. Hey, but real quick, this is going to turn into a series. I'm going to just kind of watch SCP stuff over and over again. We're going to sit there and watch some of this stuff. I'm going to watch some of these random ones. And yeah, we're going to kind of make it a series. Y'all want it to be a series? You know what I'm saying? Like button, comment, sub. Let me know you want to be a series. All that good stuff. And yeah, but we're going to check out the next one.
A veteran worker of the SCP Foundation sits at his terminal, performing one of the most critical tasks in the entire organization, creating a file for an as-yet undescribed SCP. But there's something terribly wrong. His eyes are glazed over. His mouth hangs open. Is this a zombie or a trained Foundation researcher? What is going on? Like any large
That boy loaded?
organization, it takes more than just the exciting action-filled jobs to keep the wheels turning at the SCP Foundation. Sure, the head researchers,
Pause. Can we take a step back? Can we take like a step like back a little bit? You mean to tell me they got robots in this bitch? They have robots, bro. And you were sending real men into that door and there's robots already? These must not be robots, but you want to send real men in there and they have robots sending this. This must not be robots. They must be just dudes mashed up. But I just come on now.
To keep the wheels turning at the SCP Foundation. Sure, the head researchers, guards, mobile task force soldiers, and members of the O5 command get all the praise. But a legion of number crunchers, cleaners, and paper pushers are equally important. One such person was Archivist Walter Bainbridge, who had been tasked with digitizing some of the older records that the Foundation had on file. It was when he was innocently recording the details on SCP-050 through 060 that he first came under the strange and startling effects of SCP-055. But the most peculiar part, as with all incidents of SCP-055's anomalous effects taking hold, is that Walter had no idea any of it was happening. In his new digitized filing system, he first took note of SCP-053, Euclid class, also known as the Young Girl. This anomaly was a seemingly normal human female child who provoked homicidal insanity in those directly exposed to her.
That's crazy.
SCP-054, Safe class. A non-aggressive humanoid female made entirely of, as well as biologically and chemically identical to regular spring water. Next, SCP-056, Euclid class. A being that changes form to suit its environment, but only when all observers lose focus of it. And then, SCP-057, Safe class. An underground chamber that crushes the humans who walk within. It was at this point that Walter received a concerned message from one of his superiors at Site 19.
So you have a door, an underground chamber, and then something that just takes over dudes' minds in the same building. How did you get the chamber in the building? It doesn't make sense, bro. I'm not understanding. I'm not tracking, bro. How are you getting all this shit in one building? How, bro?
Mr. Kovac. The message praised the thorough digitization of the other anomalies records, but was confused about why Walter had left out any mention of SCP-055. Immediately, Walter was embarrassed. How could he have forgotten SCP-055? That iconic anomaly known for...
Wait.
Well, he couldn't quite say it.
Nah! SCP-055 basically took control of his head, bro. And just said like, hey, just forget it. Just forget about it, bro. Just forget about it. Like literally all he said, bro, was basically it deletes its memory. So you can never document 055, or it's hard to document 055 if he gets a hold of you, because all you're gonna do is basically wipe itself from your memory. That shit is crazy. Because how do you contain that? How do you contain a being that you can't even see? Oh my gosh!
Off the top of his head, but he'd be sure to look into it. A quick trip to the Site-19 archive showed him that there was actually quite a hefty file on the nature of SCP-055, which must have been the result of a huge number of studies. What struck him as strange was that all the files were filled out in pen rather than being typed up.
Because you couldn't erase it.
The majority of these notes were written in shorthand too, as though they were frantically taken during the tests themselves on extremely short notice.
Yes, bro. Because if you start writing for too long, you're gonna forget what you're writing, bro. Because this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. We on to the next one. Because this one's nuts. I gotta see some more. All right, this is gonna be our last one for today's video. If y'all want to see more, y'all already know what to do, bro. But SCP-049, we're gonna see what's going on with it.
The esteemed Dr.
Off rip. The Plague Doctor?
Thomas Morstead entered the cell of the anomaly. He'd been warned and even chastised by his colleagues. But who in the Foundation could tell him what to do? He was the best at what he did. Maybe the greatest in the whole history of the Foundation. As he entered the room, SCP-049 bid him welcome, cordial as always. So polite, in fact, that you'd never guess you were talking to a killer. Dr. Morstead knew the truth of what he was dealing with, but he also believed he could get through to 049. Calm him, exorcise the devil from him. It was the meeting of two great minds, one of them human, one of them part human, part something that has never been clear. It was to be a battle of wits, and like so many great battles, this one would turn into a massacre. Before we get to that fateful meeting, there are some things you should know about the anomaly known as SCP-049. If you saw him in the street, the first thing you'd think of is plague, because 049 always looked the same. A man dressed in black robes with a plague doctor's mask. But this wasn't a costume that could be taken off. In fact, it wasn't a costume at all. It was him. The robes had grown out of him like an exoskeleton. That horrible mask with the pointed nose wasn't covering his face. It was his face. A kind of shell that had seemingly sprouted from bone. The first reports came during World War II. In a picturesque town in the south of France called Montauban, people had begun going missing. Children disappeared from their beds in the middle of the night and weren't seen again. Adults went to the market and never returned. Local authorities searched high and low. They scoured nearby woods and dragged the rivers, but nothing was found. Because what was happening wasn't criminal, there was no clue they could stumble upon, or eyewitness who would break the case. No, this was something else. Something that the townsfolk could never understand.
A man whose face and robe literally grew out of him. What do you even call that, bro? What do you call that?
Word spread, and that's when a search and discovery team was sent from the Foundation. It was a cold, dark night in January of 1941 when the team found what they were looking for. They walked through the open door of a small house located not too far from the Grand Chateau de Richelieu to find a masked man sitting next to an open fire. And he wasn't alone. The floor around him looked like it was moving. Upon closer inspection, the team saw that the floor was covered with writhing, grasping bodies. It's patients, as it called them. Bienvenue chez moi, said the thing. Welcome to my home. Those so-called patients crawled towards the team, intent it seemed to cause harm. The hostiles, now known as SCP-049-2s, were deemed dangerous and had to be eliminated. A sight, it seemed, that didn't bother 049 in the slightest. It just sat there, occasionally looking up from writing notes in a leather-bound book as his patients were gunned down. Once the carnage ended, it simply closed its book, stood up, and allowed itself to be escorted away. And that's the story of how 049 ended up at the facility, becoming a guest of sorts, staying in a standard secure humanoid containment cell, Research Sector 02, Site 19. The few that came into contact with 049 remarked that it was a pleasure for them. With its impeccable manners, vast knowledge of medicine and human anatomy, sharp tongue, and stinging wit.
You mean to tell me this guy's one of the bros at the spot? He's one of the homies. And he's a killer. You mean to tell me this man is just, y'all just chopping it up with the casual killer, bro? Y'all just sitting there chopping it up with this man and he literally somehow brainwashed some motherfuckers to kill the guards or chase them? And then after he was just like, okay, you can take me in. What? after all that, you just like, it's good. I'm cool. That shit is crazy.
They almost became spellbound listening to it, caught in the throes of its charms until, with the simple touch of its hand, it would drain the life from them.
Nah, fam. You mean to tell me that he sat there, used his wit, chopped it up with you for about 45 minutes, and then took your life, bro? Easily. Easily. He just chopped it up with y'all and took y'all lives. He caught you into an area of comfort and then say, yoink, mine. Like, that's crazy.
That's why SCP-049 was classified as a Euclid. That's why armed guards were always stationed outside its cell. It's why doctors took great precautions when in its presence, and it's why Dr. Morstead should have known better. Remember, when 049 was discovered in France, it willingly went with the team, like it was happy it had been found, as if it had planned its own capture. When it arrived at the facility, it didn't act like it was contained against its will. It was like it was returning home. Initial findings as to the biology of 049 were that it didn't require any sustenance at all, not even water. It seemed content to be left alone with its notebooks. It did not object when it was asked if it could share some of its notes and gladly handed over its journals. But upon examination, it was discovered that they were written in the language that no linguist or cryptologist has so far been able to translate.
Where the hell did they find this man, bro? Where the hell did they find this man? Whoever this is, because he's written in a language they don't understand. He's like, here, you can read it. Psych, you can't read shit on my paper, bro. I written in language you don't understand, bro. It's pig Latin, bro. You don't understand. You people are humans, bro. Bro, that blows my mind, bro. That blows my mind. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for this first episode of the top 15 most dangerous SCPs known to man. SCP monsters in containment. I can read. Yeah, this was kind of fun reacting to this, bro, because you know what I'm saying, this is crazy. But yeah, who's the creator? SCP Explained Story and Animation. Yep. I mean, I appreciate y'all putting this out here because this is great for me, just learning this, bro. Like seeing this is just gnarly. But yeah, man, if y'all want to see more of this, you already know what to do. You already know the checklist. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. One more. Hit the bell icon, bro. Hit the bell. It's the little itty bitty bell in the corner so you get notified when I drop new content. You can be here, chopping it up with me, see the premieres that I do beforehand. Sometimes I do a little premiere, sometimes stuff like that. If y'all want to be part of that, you already know what to do. Y'all know the 5 rules that you got, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and bell, bro. It's just like that. It's that easy. Other than that, y'all, that's gonna do it for me. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you guys have a great night. Hope you guys have a great morning, whatever. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay humble, man. And I'll catch you in the next one.